Thank you very much, DTM Raymond, for your introduction. Ladies and gentlemen from everywhere, welcome to the second day of judging training, the art of judging through the contest. So every year, thousands of Toastmasters all over around the world are competing in all categories of speaking skills. They start from the level of the club all the way up to the district level. However, the international speech contest has its distinguished nature, as the representative of the district have the good chance to represent their countries, represent their districts in the international convention, and they all compete there to earn the title of the world champion of public speaking. Now, since this training or this contest has a distinguished nature, we have also a distinguished trainer. She is, by profession, Learning and Development Manager at the Australian College of Kuwait. She is a coach, she's a trainer, certified one, and on the personal level, she's a friend, she is a supporter, she is a motivator, and she is one of the best companions for traveling. So let's all put our hands together and give a warm welcome to our District 20 Director, DTM Wafaa Salman. DTM Wafaa.
Thank you, Fatima, for the great introduction. And good evening, Elite Challengers, President, members of Toastmasters from all over the world, and definitely leaders of Toastmasters. It's my pleasure to be with you today. Yesterday, I enjoyed this session big time, and it made me prepare again for my presentation to add more. So Fatima raised the bar, and I need to work on that. Today, we will talk about judging in the international. Let me share my screen and let's start the job. Okay. Let me see the timer as well. I'm fine. So, why international? And what is the international? As Fatima said, international, the speakers or the winners from the club to area to the division, they have the opportunity to reach the international level, which will happen once in a year in August. And I can give you several tips and techniques from my experience, as definitely I judged the club, area, division, district, and I judged last year the quarterfinal, and I judged in the international semifinal. So I have judged till the semifinal in the international. I did not judge the international. That's the only level I did not judge.
In fact, you'd better send it to me by text. I've just sent out the program without that, but I can just insert it. Huh?
Can you mute, please, the mics? Thank you.
Please mute your mic.
Thank you very much. So what we're going to do today.
But what is your...
Go ahead, DTM Wafaa.
What we're going to do today is, first of all, we will talk about what are the judges' qualifications, and that's critical for every judge. We'll talk about how to be familiar with the international judges' ballot. We'll highlight a little bit on the technique of judges, and you may have your own technique as well. We will see what are the judging criteria for the international speech contest. We will talk about the barriers of the objectivity, how to become a judge, and then we will watch 3 videos. We are not going to have live presenter like yesterday in the table topics, but we've selected 3 videos from the international contest, 3rd place winners. Only 3rd place winners, 3. And when we are doing that, the thing that you learned by my presentation, you will implement it while you are seeing these 3 videos. We will make a poll, and after that, you will choose the winner, because at the end, the judges choose the winner, and we will discuss what you've seen in everyone. And at the end, the discussion is. So let's start the job. Being a judge is an opportunity, and it will empower you. So take it. Whenever you have a judging opportunity, seize it. It's very important. And you can judge in several places, like from the club, area, division, and district. And you know, to be a judge, we have to follow some eligibility points, and they are in the paper, which is you will sign on when you are accepted to be a judge. So I'm not going to discuss a lot about the eligibility because it's known and it is there, but the responsibility of the entrust. The chief judge entrusted you in selecting the winner, and you signed the paper for the code of ethics. Just read the code of ethics that you signed on, because there are 5 points in front of you. And usually we take it by granted that we already know what's going on. So when we have the paper, we'll just sign it, put our name and send it. I will urge you, whenever you are a judge, to reread these code of ethics. Code of ethics are important. As a judge, you are selecting a winner. And how many times you saw that the winner is not the winner that you want? Oh, that doesn't deserve the first place. Oh, what I want is not in the top three even. It happened several times. Now, when anybody asked me about that, I said, please, that's the judge's responsibility, and let's respect the second core value of Toastmaster is respect. Integrity is there, so let's respect the judge's criteria. But if you as a judge follow these criteria and follow the code of ethics that you signed upon, you will choose your best. You will do your best. Now, as a judge, it's not an evaluation. We have to pick a winner. Sometimes it is tough on judge to pick a winner because several options or several speakers, they will be better. And there will be a tie between the first and second and third. And 4 or 5, they will be the best. And here the judging criteria with marks helps you choose the best. So we need to choose either 1 and 2 and 3. If you don't choose these, then your judge's ballot is invalid. Now, how we can be better? As simple as that. Try more. The more you judge, the better you are. So whenever there is an opportunity, take it, learn, attend the training, learn, ask people, learn, and the more you do, the better you will be as a judge. To familiarize yourself with the ballots. Each contest has got different ballots because it has got different criteria. So the International Speech Contest ballot, it's critical. And it has 3 parts, I can say them. The first thing is the judge's guide, which has got 10 participants and has got all the criteria, which we'll talk about them part by part. The content, the delivery, and the language. There is the other part, which is the judging ballot. And then there's the third part, which is judging criteria. Now, in the judge's ballot down, you have to write the first place, the second place, the third place. You have to write your name and you have to sign. If any of these 5 is not there, then the judging ballot is invalid and your vote will not be there. So make sure that you are putting the first, second, and third. You are signing yourself and you are putting your name. It's critical and it's very important. Don't forget, as a judge. Now, let's start by the judging. We said that there are three parts of the judging. The content, the delivery, and the language. So first, you need to be familiar with these judging criteria. And you need to understand each one of them to make sure that you are following the rules of TI. Second is, no single way in work in judge. Now, some people will start by putting the first, second from number 1, number 2, number 3. I follow the other side. I start by putting the first one is the number 10 and I fold it. So I will not look at the grades that I put for a speaker. I'll be genuine with each one. So after I finish each one, I'll open the folding and then put another one. So that's my style. There's no way that's good. Choose your way and do it yourself. This is critical. While the speaker is there, I'm not writing marks. I'm listening to the speech. I'm listening to the message. I'm following the structure. I'm following the body language, the vocal variety. I'm following everything. So I'm taking notes of the speech. After that, we have the 1 minute to put our points in the ballot. Then we'll use that 1 point to put the grades. So don't look at the ballot while the speaker is there. Focus on the speaker. Live that moment as if you are there with him, so you can judge him properly. Focus on the speech, not on the ballot. That's very important. We are there to learn a message, and the speaker has prepared a lot for you to take that message. So be responsible and listen carefully. Then you will sum up the total of the grades that you put, and you will break your own tie. Sometimes you will have the same mark for 2. And then here you will come back to your notes, or sometimes emotional. Here is the subjectivity work. Here is the subjectivity work. When you have a tie and both of them has got the same mark, and they were good, or they were very good, or they were excellent. Which speaker touched you more? Which speaker, his message is stuck in your mind? Then you can put that tie for the speaker that you want. Here, subjectivity is okay, because objectivity, they got the same mark. Follow the judging criteria and no overall impression. Not some judges, I know that they will not put marks. They will say, oh, this is, I will give him 70. I'll put 70. Oh, this is 80. We have signed the code of ethics. Please follow this. It's a responsibility. And these speakers, that they worked hard, they have the right to take their right and be chosen if they have done a great job. Definitely, I'm not going to remind you, as a judge, yes, we know that judges is anonymous and nobody should know that you were a judge, which is fine. But the most important thing, and that's what I struggle in sometimes, when people, after they speak, they don't know that I'm a judge, and they come to me and ask me, how my speech was, where I should improve. Here, you should not talk. And you have to run away of the subject in a very smart way, not to let them understand that you were a judge, and not to give them a feedback, because we are not giving feedback to contestants, please. We don't discuss the speeches after judging. Judging, results, close it, open a new page, that's it. Now, there are several techniques of judging. One of them is, some people will go with their ideal that, for example, Dananjia Hicharachi, that is my ideal. And based on his criteria, I will put the speaker, or Gahtani, or Darren, or whatever. So we will have a speaker in our mind, and based on that, we will grade the other. So that could be okay. At the end, you are grading all of them to the same concept, which is objective at the end. The second thing is, you will listen to the first speaker, and then plus and minus. In the message, that message was better. On the message, that message was less. That could be, and it is objective. And there is another one, which is, you will start with the 70, for example. That's the base, or 60, whatever the mark you will put. I haven't put in my marks, I haven't exceeded 90. 90, 91 is the maximum I put in my marks when I'm so much impressed with the speaker. That's me. At the end, I will grade them at the same time, at the same values. So either you will follow the first, the second, and the third, or you will have your own technique. Doesn't matter. If we are following the values, if we are following the code of ethics, and we are objective, and we are fair among all, doesn't matter which technique you will follow. Because the same technique you will follow for all, and that's fair. Now let's start with the meat of our session today. First part of our criteria is the content. And the content has got 50% of the marks. Why? Because it's very important. If there is no message, if I'm wasting the 7.5 minutes of the audience time, that's not my right. That's not my right. People are listening to get something, to get a takeaway message. You are responsible to touch their lives, and you may touch and change lots of lives. You are responsible for your words. So the content is very important. The first thing in the content is the development, the structure of your speech, introduction, body, conclusion. Is there a hook that you hook the audience? Is there a good conclusion and call for action? This is the development part. So with structure, there is a purpose, there is a body, there is a smooth transition from one point to another. You will feel like I'm taking you in a journey along the way. You will not feel interrupted when you are moving from one story to another story or from the introduction to the body. So that's the structure. And then there is that speech development. Then the second thing is the effectiveness. Did the speech was effective? The purpose touched you? There was a message for the audience, or you illustrated something in them, and the value. Is there a value of the speech? Is the idea original? Is there logic behind this speech, or just a fake story or unreal story? Now, sometimes you may make up something, but you cannot make a fake speech. People will not feel it. The audience will understand that this is fake and it's not true. The stories that last are the approximate, or the majority is the true story. Majority, I'm not saying 100%, but majority is the true story. So that's the first part, the content. Please focus on the speech development, effectiveness, and speech value. The second part is important because that's what Toastmasters is about. The way we are presenting our speech, using the stage, using the body language, using the eye contact, using your gestures, using your postures, and how to stand in front of the audience. So there is a physical. Now, physical is very important because in the physical, you have to be professional. For example, I cannot now come to the training while wearing a t-shirt. Yes, casual is not a big deal and it's fine and I'm free to do whatever I want to do in life. But there are several places or events that you have to be up to the standard. When you have an international audience, you have to present yourself internationally to reach the audience. And the first couple of seconds, could be 30 seconds, I don't know how many seconds, but each one will take it in a different way. The audience will look for you from the top to the bottom. And that's normal. And always when we are training speakers, we'll tell the first couple of seconds, just stand still, smile, and look at all audience. Why? Because the audience don't want to listen to you right now. They are just observing you. How do you look? How do you stand? How you are ready to present them something. So physical is important. Where you are standing on a stage is important. How you are using your body to convince is important. So that's the physical part. The second part is the voice. If it is a monotone on one frequency, you will lose audience in a very short time. You know, the attention span is very little. And sometimes it's less than 5 minutes. Some statistics says it's 2 to 3, some statistics say 5, it depends. But the attention span is very little. How you are taking that attention span is by your voice. When you feel that you are losing audience, you will raise your voice, or you will make it some enthusiastic comments, or you will change the voice. Now, how you can change your voice is a speech thing, and I'm not going to talk about it, but always talk from your heart. Yes, the voice will be. So listen by your heart and listen by your mind, and see the speaker, how they are playing with the voice frequency and how they are taking you in that journey. Last thing is the manner. Are you enthusiastic, or you're bored, or you're just, so the speaker, if the speaker has got the energy, sometimes you see the speakers, they don't have energy. They are coming after work to deliver a speech. Yes, here you have to be objective because you are judging them based on that particular point. You cannot say, I know him, he's very energetic, definitely he's tired today, so let me give him a bonus. No, that's not fair for the others. So the manner is the way you are presenting it. Let's go for the third part, which is here, there is a problem. There is a problem in different people. Why? Now, we are not native speakers, definitely. We are Arabs. I'm talking about myself. So I'm not a native speaker. And I may say some grammatical mistakes. Subject, verb, object, putting the S not in the right place, putting past not in the present, etc. So it happens. It happens. As a judge, you will judge the language, but you'll not make it critical if the person is not speaking a very fluent English language out of the competition. That's not fair. Give him the mark that he deserves, but it's just 20% of the whole speech. So if he got the 80% from the other thing, he was amazing, and in the language he was not, it's fine. At the end, he will not going to go below 70 in general, or 60. So appropriate, he's choosing the proper words or not. The languages, the terminologies, the grammar, all this, they will be taken in consideration in that third part, which is that language, and which has got that 20%. So in general, the ballot of the international speech contest is divided into 3 parts. First part is the content. There is a message, well structured. Second part, it's delivery, physical, body language, and manner. And third part is the language. It's about appropriateness and correctness in grammar. 50, 30, 20. Follow these marks and make sure you are judging the right criteria for people. Now, what are the barriers for objectivity? First of all, people, when they run the draw to know which place they are afraid to be the first one or the last one or whatever. As a judge, please take care of, not because he's the first or he's the last, he will take advantage. Or, I know this person, he's joined last week or last month, and he's now doing this speech. Wow, he's amazing. In 1 week, he's done something. That's called underdog. Or this person is a special need, and I'm very proud that he's standing on the stage. Again, it's underdog. You have to be fair with all. Or halo effect. That speaker, whenever he speaks, he's amazing. Every time he's got a message. Maybe that time he doesn't have that message. Take care of that. Reverse halo effect. That, grammatical mistakes, he's out of the competition. I'm not gonna take it in consideration because he has grammatical mistakes, for example. Second time, I heard this speech in the club, in the area, and in the division. I'm bored. I don't wanna listen to it. Try to listen to the speech every time as if it's the first time. It's not easy, I know, but you have to be fair. Personal likes and prejudice that are not norm. But like some people, they like the tie. If they're not wearing a tie, it's not with me. It's not professional. So don't go with these barriers. See what needs to be done and do it. And the personal likes and dislike. I don't like him. He's from the other group, or he's from these people, or he's from that nationality, or whatever it is. Discrimination. Don't follow your prejudice. You are a judge and you signed a code of ethics. Last, give someone a chance. But this speaker is amazing. Every year he's coming. Why every year? He's good, but let's give anybody else another chance. That's not fair as well. If he is the best, even if he's coming the first year, second year, let him be. Thank God in international, if you won one time, you're not going to win another time because you know the tips and techniques. Otherwise, there is no chance for anybody else. So that's in the international level. But the others, no, in the district, until the district, we will go with every speaker can repeat his speech or he can win several times. To make you a good judge, and that's the last thing before we start, first of all, you have to be fair. You have to treat all the contestants equally. You have to be accurate while you are putting the marks. Fair, good, very good, and excellent. You have to be trustworthy because you are responsible for choosing the winner. And here it's a critical part for you. You need to know how the speech should be done, and you need to have done a training, attended a training in the judging. You know, districts every year do judging training, chief judge training, attended. Even if you attended last year, every 2 years, it's last 2 years. But attend the training every year, because you will refresh your thoughts, you will listen to the new ideas, and that helps you more to be knowledgeable. And be a good listener. While you are listening to a speech, don't open any other gadget beside you. Don't work with anything except listening to that speaker. Now, we will go with the videos. And the videos part, the moderator will do it. And in that part, you will listen to the 3 videos. She will hold this session. And after that, when we make the poll and we have the results, it comes my part, and we will discuss your results. Moderator, floor is yours. Floor is yours.
Thank you, DTM Wafaa, for this well-organized, well-structured, detailed explanation of the way to judge the International Speech Contest. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to play 3 videos as if they are 3 contestants. So for that, I will announce the order of these contestants. You will write them down in your paper. Then we will play the first video. The first video will go for, of course, 7 minutes, up to 7 minutes, or 7 minutes and a half. Then you will have 1 minute by the timer to mark your ballot. Then we go for the second, then the third. So the order of the contestants is contestant number 1, Shuruq Al-Banna. Shuruq Al-Banna, contestant number 1. Contestant number 2, Anita Fain. Anita Fain, contestant number 2. Contestant number 3, Josephine Lee. Josephine Lee, contestant number 3. Now the first video is going to be played.
The one day I was supposed to be at work on time, of course I'd wake up late. I rushed to my car, rushed out of the house, rushed onto the highway, driving at top speed while doing the most important thing: applying my makeup. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, understand this. I drive a small girly car. And when I'm in a hurry, this small girly car turns into a Mustang on steroids. And when I was in a hurry, I kept on zipping in and out of traffic, rushing through between all the cars until I cut a big Hummer. Unintentionally. And I sped forward. But of course the guy started chasing me because I had hurt his male ego. And please, don't get me started on that bumper car sticker. Alpha male on board. So we started chasing each other around the traffic, going up and down, until he flashed his headlights. Oh no, he did not just do that. So I beeped and I flashed, and the anger started escalating within me, and I thought, I need to teach this guy a lesson. So I pulled over and he followed me. And I took a deep breath. Who does he think he is? Driving that big Hummer? Just in case he drove a big car meant he owns the road? So he came out of the car, and what I saw was a mountain of a man. He started striding towards me like T-Rex from Jurassic Park. And I got scared. I got nervous. My nerves started increasing as he neared my car. Oh my God. And when I looked at him, I got shocked. He was that tall. Maybe car companies read to add, Warning, objects in side view mirror are larger in real life. But the bigger shock came when he just rushed to me and said, ma'am, I'm really, really sorry, but it's an emergency. I need to rush to hospital. Did you just hear that? He called me ma'am. He apologized to me. He was showing a complete stranger who just beeped and flashed a lot of respect, when this same stranger just looked at him and assumed and judged. And that was when I asked myself, why do I always look at people with dirty lenses? And this incident actually repeated itself again at my spiritual retreat, where I always go to meditate and reflect. It's called Burger King. As I was enjoying my spiritual juicy burger in my spiritual zone with those salty fries, it all happened. In walked this big, bald bodybuilder. And instead of hair, he had tattoos from head to toe, even on his face. He looked more like a painting, a work of art. So this guy came and sat next to me, which made me feel very uncomfortable. And immediately, all those images came to my mind. Harley bikes, violence, hard rock music, cigarettes. Oh my God. And even though he smiled, I did not want to smile back. So I went back to my juicy burger. And giggles suddenly grabbed my attention. When I looked up, I saw the most beautiful little girl. Blonde hair, big brown eyes, a beautiful pink dress. And she was giggling. And she was tracing the tattoos on this guy's hand, looking at him with amazement, with big sparkles in her eyes. And not just that, everything went still when she took his hand and kissed it. And I was left in awe. Why do I always look at people through dirty lenses? Why couldn't I be like all those remarkable people who look through clear lenses even in the most difficult of all situations and conditions? Anne Frank did this. She went into hiding with her family for 2 years in Amsterdam during World War II, just to avoid persecution. And despite everything that happened to her, she wrote in her diary, "I believe there's goodness in everyone." Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, where I come from, my ancestors were pearl divers, and equipped with only a nose clip and a rope, they would risk their lives and dive deep into the deep, dark ocean just to catch the most gruesome, ugly shell. But inside this shell lay the most beautiful, luminous, and pure pearl. And regardless of its shape, regardless of its texture, and regardless of its color, this pearl is precious, just like each and every one of you. So in order to find that pearl within others, all we have to do is clean our lenses, to find the goodness within each other, to find the preciousness with each other, and to find that pearl.
Now, timer, please. Set 1 minute of silence so everyone can mark their ballots. So 1 minute is over. Thank you, Dimitra. And now let's go with the second contestant, Anita Fain.
Anita Fain Taylor. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Anita Fain Taylor.
Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. Have you ever discovered a bruise on your body and you couldn't remember how it got there? Me too. But scars are different. I bet if you examined every scar on your body, you can tell in great detail how it got there. Because beneath every scar, there's a story. And emotional scars are no different. I can remember the 2 emotional scars in my life. The first was my divorce. I was a mother left with 2 children, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and too much debt. Out of frustration, I ran to my dad because I knew he would give me sound advice. And this is what he said to me. Little mama, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I looked at him, I said, what do you mean? He said, you'll have to figure that out for yourself. 15 years later, I experienced my second emotional scar. I was a city manager and I was fired. It was in every newspaper, it was very public, it was very humiliating. I felt like a complete failure. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you've lived your life so cautiously that you've never really lived at all. And if you've done that, you fail by default." I don't know what scars you may be nursing here today. In other words, I don't know what your is, but you better know what it ain't. And as you step forward into your destiny, I want you to do as my daddy said. Repeat with me. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Mr. Contest Chair, thank you.
Okay, 1 minute of silence so the judges can find or mark their ballots. One minute is over. Now we continue with the third contestant, Josephine Lee.
Josephine Lee. I will be there. I will be there, Josephine Lee. All the best to you.
I will be there. Those 4 words can help you make a friend. And if you say it enough times and follow through, you will make a lifelong friend. Mr. Contest Chair, potential lifelong friends. Do you have someone that you can always count on? For me, it was Jenna. From grade school to college, she was my best friend, and whatever I needed, she was always there. Jenna, can I have some of your gummy bears? Of course. Jenna, I forgot to bring my lunch. Here, have some of mine. Jenna, do you want to go to McDonald's? How are you always hungry? You just ate! Twice! Growing up, we talked about college, we talked about the future, and most importantly, we talked about boys. Josephine, when I get married, will you? Jenna, I will be there. Those 4 words cemented our friendship. She was even there at my most embarrassing moments. I was driving one day. This is how I drive. When I noticed this little yellow gas light come on my dashboard. When I first started driving, I thought those warning lights were just suggestions. So I just kept on driving. When all of a sudden, I heard the engine sputter and stop. Ah, should have filled up my gas tank. There's only one person I can count on when I needed help. I called Jenna, and she said, "Ah, fine. I will be there." Now, what I'm about to tell you is a true story. An Asian and a blonde walked into a gas station. We had no idea what to do, but Jenna's dad said we had to buy a spare canister. So I bought one, and I carried it back to my car. I poured some gas into my tank. I turned the keys, but the engine sputtered and stopped. I tried it again, but the engine still sputtered and stopped. I was about to try a third time when Jenna snatched that canister out of my hand. Josephine, did you put any gas in here? No. Was I supposed to? Didn't you notice that the canister was a little light? Yeah, but I thought that's why they call it gas. I really wish I was making that up. No matter what I needed, Jenna was always there. When we went to college, we shared an apartment together. Woo! Freedom! Said my parents. But then, I got busier and busier. Josephine, can you? Not right now. Josephine, can we talk? I don't have time. Josephine, I need you. Jenna, I'm busy. It was Jenna's first time away from her family, and she needed me. But I was never there. In friendships, there are warning lights, but I thought those warning lights were just suggestions. We stopped speaking. A lifelong friendship sputtered and stopped. Is there a relationship in your life about to sputter and stop? How long have you been ignoring the warning lights? It's been nearly 10 years since we've spoken. I found out Jenna got married. I wasn't invited. I wasn't there. Jenna had moved on with her life, but I couldn't. I needed help. And there's only one person I can count on when I needed help. I called Jenna. We went to dinner at McDonald's. I was afraid it would be awkward, but it was as if no time had passed. We laughed and talked about old times. Jenna, do you remember that time I ran out of gas? Yeah. My dad told that story at my wedding. I wasn't at her wedding, but I was a part of it. I was there. There are 4 words that can help you make a friend. If you say enough times and follow through, you will make a lifelong friend. At the end of dinner, Jenna turned to me and said, "Josephine, I'm having a birthday party. I was wondering," Jenna, I will be there.
So 2 minutes of silence so the judge can finalize their ballots. Thank you, Toastmasters Demoto. Now, since the 3 speakers' time came to the end, I return the control back to DTM Wafaa Salman. Back to you, DTM Wafaa.
Thank you. Wow, what lovely 3 speeches we watched. Now, judges, definitely you took your decision and you have your first and second and third. Moderator, can we run the poll So people can vote and then we will discuss. So please choose. For the first, choose one of these three. For the second, choose one of these three. And for the third, choose one of these three. $15 seconds more. Can we end the poll?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Now, before showing the results, let's discuss something. I want you to put on the chat. Let me share my screen again. I want you to put on the chat what were the good things. Let's start with the content. The content, the good, tell me 1 point good, 1 point not good in the chat. And the moderator will see them. We will have only 6 minutes for that, so we don't have much time. Just write in your chat and we can share some of them. Give me the good content, good delivery, good language. Not good, as you see, content, delivery, and language. Share your data in the chat. Let me see the chat then. Personal stories, true. Superb delivery. The delivery was good. Humor, big time, and in all. Content structure. True story. The endings. Wow. Laughter. Message. Message and story. Transition. Structure again. Language. Body language. Pauses and stops. Content. Wow. Amazing. Examples. Voice variety or vocal variety. Pauses again. Amazing. So now, thank you for sharing your thoughts. And it seems that you heard, as judges, you heard these 3 speeches thoroughly, and you were focused on the speeches, and you judged them and picked up the winner. If you notice, the 3 of them are 3rd places, and 3 of them are ladies. Now, I did not want to play the halo effect, and I did not want to play the game of it's a female, it's a male, no, all of them are females, and all of them are 3rd places. So I gave them equal opportunity for 3 of them. So from your perspective, they should be the same. Neutrally, you judged, and neutrally you selected. The structure was good. If you see, all of them started with a hook, and there was a message or a line that they were repeating. Now, 2 stories, 3 stories, 4 stories, as a judge, you don't care about. It's up to them to choose 1 story for the whole speech, 2 stories or 3 stories, or as much as you want. So you judge them based on the criteria that we learned about today. Can I see the results, please, moderator? And can you share it with us all? Super. So who's the first as per the results?
You can see that.
So first place, Josephine. Second place, Shuruk. And third place, Anita. Super. I'm not going to tell you my choices, but that's your choices and that's your respect. You have chosen the best because you see it affects you. You see that that message touched you and the structure and the speech were good. Now, I know that you are safe and you know how to pick up the winner if you are judging any contest. Last slide, I will share it and I will end my presentation for today. As Robin Sharma said, if you are not growing more leaders, you are not leading, you are just following. Toastmasters is about where leaders are made. Speeches are under leadership. Don't forget that when you are a judge, you are a leader, and show your responsibility as a leader to all the world. Thank you very much for attending.